Hello, welcome to this virtual event of SportsNL, and a special welcome to our viewers abroad who accepted the invitation to join this event. We have participants this week from Qatar, Germany, France, and of course the Netherlands. My name is Ruben Dubelaar. I have my own company called Greenwave, and I'm also liaison for SportsNL, and I'll be moderating the sessions this week. And you've tuned in for the opening session. And after that, we'll continue with some other events like roundtables. Tomorrow we have a pitch session. Also this afternoon you have a pitch session. And the overall idea is that the roundtables will enable us to share some information, to exchange knowledge on innovations, on the themes that we're going to discuss. And the pitch sessions are about sharing innovations and new technologies. So, of course, the overall goal is to learn from each other, to inspire each other, and hopefully also it will lead to some useful contacts. Without further ado, I would also like to introduce the guests in the studio today. Wampie Libon, of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Lopke Berghout, and digitally we have Annette Weiring of the Netherlands Enterprise Agency. Maybe, Wampie, to start with you, because you're also the chair of the steering committee of SportsNL. Maybe may I invite you to say a few words of welcome to the audience.
Of course, yeah. Well, a warm welcome to you all from our studio in The Hague. It's really a great pleasure to have you here digitally, and we are really pleased that you have made time to be present here in this session. Especially a warm welcome, of course, to our non-Dutch friends from Qatar, Germany and France. We really look forward to exchanging innovative ideas and discussing further collaboration between the parties between the different parties. So my name is Wampie Libon. I'm heading the SportsNL PPS framework. So that is the public-private framework in which we work together on sports. Public-private in the sense that we bring together the government, sports organization, knowledge institutions, and of course our innovative Dutch firms. And we try to work together in order to have a bigger impact also on the international scene. And of course, the international scenes, we can't do everything, so we have chosen a couple countries where we think we have most to offer. And of course, the 3 countries that participate today, we really have a multi-annual approach in order to reap all the benefits that we have together. So maybe, Ruben, I think it would be great to start the video so that people have a bit of better idea of what we do with SportsNL.
Perfect. Let's do it.
The Netherlands is a major sports country. We have world-class athletes. They have many titles and records to their names. We perform at the highest level in almost all branches of sport. This applies not only on the playing field, but also beyond. SportsNL is the international public-private sports platform. We've started this to connect the business community, government institutions, sports and social organisation and knowledge institutions in a broad network. Top sport requires high-quality products from innovative partners. Science is indispensable in sports. The latest technologies, be it data analysis or the most advanced sport products, they take our athletes further. This does not only apply to professionals, but to everyone. We join our forces, which offers opportunities for cooperation on an international level. At SportsNL, we like to see ourselves as a game changer. If we're asked to construct a state-of-the-art stadium, we'll also ensure it's 100% sustainable. And if we're designing great outdoor sports courts, we'll also make sure we have impact on the neighbourhood, tackling social issues through sport coaching programs. We use our cutting-edge know-how and technologies to create smart solutions that extend beyond sport. Together, we can ensure that by 2030, the Netherlands is seen worldwide
This video, I think everyone gets very enthusiastic if you see all the innovations and all the sports that we're engaged in. Talking about sports, Lopke, you're a former athlete, medal winner 2 times, and world champion in sailing. Can you briefly introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Lopke Berghout. I participated in 3 Olympic Games. 2008, 2012, and the last one in Tokyo last summer. I have a kid of 8 years old, and this was a big inspiration to do another Olympic campaign in Tokyo to inspire her. I'm now working at the Dutch Lottery at the Team NL account to do activations around all the sport events. And I think it's great that there are these days all these great initiatives to use sport as a podium to create all the goals we want to achieve. And I think in the recent days where we live with all the issues worldwide, I think we shouldn't forget what aims we have and what goals we have. And definitely sport is a podium to achieve this.
Yeah, so a platform to engage people on social elements and aspects as well. Yeah. Let us continue on that topic later on and go to our third guest, Annette. Maybe you can introduce yourself. You're with Netherlands Enterprise Agency, the Director International Affairs. And of course, the Netherlands Enterprise Agency is the overall organizer of this event. So very glad to have you in this opening session. Annette, over to you.
Yes, thank you very much. Also, welcome on my behalf. I'm Managing Director of International Trade at the Netherlands Enterprise Agency. And as an agency, we support the sustainability ambitions, the innovative ambitions, and the internationalization of Dutch entrepreneurs. And we do so also not only supporting individual entrepreneurs, but also supporting collaboration between partners in the Netherlands and abroad to reach especially also goals with regard to sustainability or with regard to innovation. And I think, as my colleague already said, it's very important to collaborate on these themes, and sports is a very important sector, therefore. It's very visible, it's a platform, it attracts a lot of people to look at it, to see at it, and it also can be in this way an important platform to show how you can reach innovation, how you can reach sustainability, and also how to connect people. It's a very inclusive sport, and it can also be more inclusive. And I think we have some very good practices to show on that. And the Netherlands Enterprise Agency supports these kinds of cooperation and working together between all kinds of partners needed to reach these goals.
So it's all about using sports as a platform. We hear a lot about themes and topics. Wampi, if we talk about SportsNL and international collaboration, what are the main themes for the Netherlands? What's the most important part?
Yeah, you see that we really focus on the transitions of our time. So sustainability is one of the issues that we really look into. We have innovation, of course. You can't have sports without, innovation. And of course, also the social aspect, the social programs. I think that's really key also of the whole sector where we can make a difference. You saw, of course, the last 2 years, Corona had a huge impact, of course, on the sports sector. But at the same time, it also showed its resilience, and the way that in innovative ways we managed to keep a lot of things going, and how important it is also for our populations to keep doing sports all together. And if you look then to the Netherlands, for example, you use, for example, the sport complexes like the Johan Cruyff Arena. as a field lab. So you can test things, you have crowd control, you can how you deal with fans and how you can enhance the fans experience. But also on the social side, for example, on the Tokyo Olympics where Lopke went, there was a program on impairment and how you deal with that and what can you do as organization to increase the access and to work on these kind of goals. Because to be honest, of course, sports is also for everybody. So you should be inclusive, as inclusive as possible. And personally, because I think that the viewers home will probably ask themselves, what is the Ministry of Foreign Affairs doing with SportsNL? It's also because it's part of it's foreign affairs, but also trade relations. And in bilateral relations, sports also play a role. And so people like to talk about sports. You enter in a taxi and everybody starts talking about soccer
definitely.
or other issues and skating and then you see that also we have Dutch firms with great solutions like, for example, Hydroloop who are looking into water recycling. We have, of course, LEDs. We have a long tradition on lighting and how to have sustainable lighting. Now I can go on, but I think these kind of firms and ideas that are there also, of course, we have innovative firms also in Qatar, France, and Germany. If we cross boundaries, work together, I think we can do a lot.
Yeah,
together.
I think that's about the program for this week, right? That we learn from each other, that you not keep reinventing the same elements, and I'm sure we can all add to each other and inspire each other as well on several levels.
Yes.
So trade, social programs, etc. Yeah, thanks. And Annette, going over to you for our viewers from abroad. What do you think? What's most relevant, and how, as Netherlands Enterprise Agency, for what elements can they knock on the door of the Netherlands Enterprise Agency?
Of course, they can knock on the door for getting some information about market opportunities that there are in different countries where they can go into. But what we also do, I think a very nice example is the Soccer X at this moment going on in the United States. We organize trade fair and missions towards these kinds of events, bringing together and showing very nice game-changing solutions, for example, on mobility, on what Wampi already said about lightning, about inclusive trade control, trade monitoring, these kind of solutions. So we are bringing our Dutch companies also to these trade fairs and on trade missions. They can also join us in collective program, a multi-annual program. So we are in it for long, and we want to stay in this cooperation for long, as we do with the Olympic Games, where France and Paris will show that they are the most sustainable games ever. And we are bringing and showing also these kinds of back practices on our side and trying to cooperate with all the partners together.
Yeah, so I think it's about a continuous relation that we're building on, kind of a partnership around, for example, the Olympic Games. That's great to hear. That's great to hear. Lopke, over to you, because we're talking a lot about innovations and sports, and sports. It's you. Do you recognize that indeed sports opens doors? Does it happen to you when you go abroad? Do people ask you about your medal, or if you tell about it, does it open doors for you?
Yes, definitely. I think definitely in these days, because it's a positive side we can look at the moment, and people really ask for it, for this positive vibe, and to see where we can achieve things this way. And what I said before already, I think sports is a great podium with a lot of positives. And I also think the attitude in sports, and the mentality, I think it's a great example where we can build on.
Yes, so it's an accelerator for international collaboration, but also for innovation. I know that you mentioned that. Can you share us a bit more on how sports is an accelerator for innovation, for example?
Yeah, can we maybe use the slides for this?
Yeah, we have a few slides you brought.
Okay, yeah.
That's you. When was it?
This was 2012 with my last Olympic medal in London.
Great
yes,
photo.
a bronze one.
Yeah.
I've had a great career in sports. Next slide. With 3 different partners. First, Marceline Koning, who you will see later this day. Then it was Lisa Westerhoff, where I had a bronze medal in London, and after I had a campaign again until Tokyo. And on the last slide, you see the great Fuji, and this was an amazing picture, realizing what great sports we have, and that nature is really important for us, and we should fight for this.
Yeah.
And I think the next slide, the Olympic Games is a great platform, and it's the biggest event in Olympic sports, and definitely here. There is a lot of improvement already. What I realized in Tokyo, next slide. What they did was they refurbished old Olympic electric devices to create the Olympic medals. An amazing idea, I think. Other than that, they created the podium of recyclable plastic, where we were standing on. This is the other athletes who had a bronze medal there. Next slide. This was the Olympic Village, where we all slept on cardboard, recyclable. I think it was a great way to show us. And definitely this one, these are plyometric tiles, which were used to create energy from the Olympic audience. Unfortunately, the corona made this a disaster because they were expensive. But I think definitely if we can create electricity by these innovations, it's amazing. And we were already aware, talking about field labs a long time ago in the Volvo Ocean Race. And I think sailing is already aware of it, that we need to work and fight really hard for nature. And on the projects of the Volvo Ocean Race, we already used all kind of research and projects to be aware of what is going on in the world. We were the first one realizing there's so much plastic in the oceans, all these plastic soups which they pass by crossing the world. It made us aware, and this came back to the Olympic athletes, and on every World Cup we had in the last years, there was a day that we did cleanups of the beaches. Yep. And we gathered together and we started cleaning. And this was a great way to create a platform to create awareness all over the world. Yeah. And what we do now in the Netherlands, in the sailing world, is we created a platform, The Future is Water. And we have all kind of activities during the whole year to create awareness in Holland about sustainability. We get children involved and make them aware. Yeah. And it's great to have all these initiatives. Yeah,
I guess that's a very important topic, sustainability. Wampia, I guess you agree. We have the Ministry of Sports during this event involved as well on the session on sustainability. Can you give an example of how Foreign Affairs, what you do around the Olympic Games? Because I think you're a strong supporter of the Team NL, Dutch Team NL.
Yes, no, of course. I mean, sustainability is, I think, is key, and we have to try to be as sustainable as possible in all our activities. Yep. You clearly see that the Ministry of Health also, of course, really busy on that, and they will be discussing later on in the program. With regard to the Olympics, you clearly see that the Dutch delegation, of course, also tries to do their utmost in order to be as sustainable as possible. Yeah. And of course, there is also a lot of ideas how to achieve that and how to increase or further optimize things. So you talk about, for example, the fields and how to keep the fields green, and how you can do that in a most efficient way.
Yep.
So that you need less water, for example,
Yep.
or that you need less light.
Yeah.
So these kind of issues, everybody's looking into further optimization, further optimize these kind of issues. So
Yeah.
What I think is a great initiative now also this summer, if you see the slide, is there's the European Championship in Munich 2022, and they combine 9 sports. And how great is this, that we not organize all these single events, but we combine it and we use the same venue.
Yeah.
So that's about optimization and less, transportation of venues of materials that you would need. So that's becomes very effective. I think that's also the overall goal of this week, right? To learn from each other. If we take Paris 2024, I think it's they set a great example on their bid on the Olympics 2024 and how to build the village as sustainable as possible. You have this example of Germany, and that works very well. Annette, maybe from Netherlands Enterprise Agency, do you have anything that you would want to highlight around these programs? Anything that we haven't asked you about? Because I know that RVO is a strong supporter, Netherlands Enterprise is a strong supporter of these kind of programs. For example, around the Olympics, there was a digital platform, I believe. Anything you want to share on that?
Yes, I think the digital platform is also a very nice example how you can stimulate this, how you can exchange best practices, and how you can learn from each other and connect people and bring them together, also with all kinds of programs. I think sustainability is one, but I think another aspect of the Netherlands is that in the Netherlands, sports is very broad. It's between every little village, every sport. There are a lot of sports organizations, a lot of sport clubs for young and elderly. So it's very everywhere in the society. And because it's that broad, we also have a very excellent, a kind of field lab surrounding to show different kinds of how to get sports more inclusive. To learn from data monitoring, to have field labs. The word field labs has been used by my colleagues already also, but I think the field labs trying out, connecting that, making real and digital platforms to exchange this best practices, I think is also very important and can help us all.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much, Annette, for joining us today, and looking forward to seeing you next time. Thanks a lot. Lopke, over to you, and maybe as a few final remarks. I think there's a World Cup sailing coming on. Any plans on that?
I'm the ambassador of Team Allianz.
Perfect.
So I will be doing the Future is Water, joining all the events there.
Yeah.
There's also a stopover of the Volvo Ocean Race again, which is going to create a lot of awareness for all kind of projects. And I'm involved in sport, and I really want to use it now after my sports career to create awareness for all these amazing projects.
And when are the events for any viewers that might be watching and say, no, I want to see this event for myself live?
Yeah, that will be the World Championships next year in Den Haag. Here
in The Hague.
Home waters.
Yeah,
it will be. Holland is really good at organizing events, so definitely it's going to be a great spectacle.
Yeah, around July, isn't it?
Yes.
July
yes.
2023?
2023.
And stopover for the Volvo Ocean Race, when is that?
Also... No, sorry.
No, sorry.
It starts in October, so it's also somewhere, I think, in May or something.
Yeah. So
23.
we're very open to welcome everyone and international partners to come in to The Hague. Thank you, Lopke, for joining us today, and great. Vampy, maybe some final remarks from your side, because after that we go over to someone to explain a bit more on the practicalities of this of the upcoming event.
Yes, no. Just to add maybe on Annette that data of course is very important. So I think it's the whole data analysis bit. I think there in the Netherlands we have like some unique universities who do a lot of research on that together with all the sports organizations, and of course a lot of the athletes that work together with all those universities in order to optimize all the data and to make it even better. Yeah. And so I think that is also something that we can work on together. And for my side, I wish everybody really interesting, interactive, and although digital, but still a great couple of days.
Yeah,
with a lot of learning.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's go over to, let's say, our colleague for this event, Peter Sanders of PSPS. Peter, I believe you have also some more information on what this week is about, because we have several round tables, we have pitch sessions, but there's also an opportunity for one-on-one meeting, and I believe there's a platform for that. So can you elaborate, please?
Yes, thank you, Ruben. First of all, from my end, a very warm welcome to our foreign guests. Glad you were able to join us today and also the coming days, and we'll hope that it will give you a lot of ideas and inspiration. So I'm representing PSPS Business Abroad. We're assisting the RVO, the Netherlands Enterprise Agency, with organizing this event. And you have heard quite a lot, I believe, from Jeroen van Baren in my team, who's handling all the, you're not seeing him, but he's doing all the work behind the scenes. There's also on the B2Match platform a way to get in touch, so you don't have to write anything down. If you look at the contact details on B2Match, you will see the details of Jeroen. The objective, in fact, for today there are in fact three objectives. First of all, we would like to showcase what the Netherlands can offer in the fields of sports-related know-how and technology. We definitely want to share knowledge with you, and we're happy that you're willing to do that. And thirdly, create opportunities for Dutch companies to meet with you one-on-one, and that is what Ruben was just referring to. If there are any questions in this area, please feel free to contact us at any time. You can find our contact details on the B2Match platform. This week, in fact, there's another foreign event going on. So there were more companies that showed an interest than those that are going to be present in the coming days. So we would like to keep the platform open, the B2Match platform, a bit longer. It would be great if you would be willing to respond to any requests for meeting up with you one-on-one, maybe after the event has passed, so after Wednesday, and we would very much appreciate your collaboration in that. And with that, Ruben, I'll turn back to you.
Thank you very much, Peter. So later today, we'll have 2 more sessions on sustainable sports events, a roundtable. Hope you will enjoy the sessions. Maybe you're not in all of the sessions, but I hope you enjoy some of them. And also take the opportunity for some individual contacts with some Dutch organizations or other organizations. And I wish you good luck and a very fruitful week. Thank you very much.